Factsverse presents Why Emeril Lagasse Has Disappeared. For a while, it seemed like Emeril Lagasse was everywhere. He was on the Food Network for years, and he's the one who helped put the network on the map. As one of the most popular TV chefs of all time, he has his own line of cookware, even his own spice blends. He had so much momentum going that people found it kind of strange that he just suddenly disappeared. His absence started to make everybody wonder why Emeril Lagasse simply vanished. Well, we'll let you know why he did in just a moment. First, help us spread the word about Factsverse by clicking that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. And while you're here, drop down to the comments and tell us what your favorite TV cooking show is. Emeril's show was based in Florida, and there was a significant upheaval involving the State Tourist Board Visit Florida, along with the state government and the U.S. House of Representatives. In 2017, it was reported that Emeril Lagasse's show was at the center of a debate over whether or not public funds should go to a private business. The House got involved in November 2017, and they called for a complete disclosure of how much money the publicly funded tourism board paid Lagasse and the show. According to Visit Florida, it was around $10 million over the course of 5 years. According to an attorney representing the show's producer, the show was created with the goal of promoting tourism to Florida, so the funds were legally allocated. Emeril's Florida was canceled, though, in 2017. Over the last few years, the celebrity chef has suffered some devastating losses. In 2011, his mentor, Inez DaCosta, died. DaCosta owned a restaurant where Emeril would go as a child to watch her cook. She taught him her cooking secrets and recipes. He put many of her recipes in his cookbook, and she was a second mother to him. A few years later, he lost his real mother, Hilda Lagasse. Losing those two most important women in his life hit him very hard. Emeril's restaurants were very successful for a while. When Emeril Live was canceled, the U.S. economy took a big hit. This hit his restaurants hard as well, and he had trouble keeping them afloat. He blamed President Obama and the U.S. government for his business problems and said that had he kept going, he would have gone broke. In 2016, though, things did turn around, and he opened another restaurant. When Emeril's show was canceled in 2007, he was looking for other ways to cash in on his fame. He still had his restaurants, but he decided to sell the rest of his brand to Martha Stewart Living Omni Media in 2008. She bought the brand for $45 million in cash, and he was given an additional $5 million in stocks. Emeril struggled to get his restaurants out of the red, and he had to close many of them. In October of 2017, he ended his lease with Table 10 after it had been open for 10 years. He says that the end of the lease was cordial and said that it had something to do with the recent renovations and that the escalators going from the casino floor were being removed. Shortly after, he announced that he would be closing Shoop Shop, his restaurant at Universal Orlando's Royal Pacific Resort. The official statement on the closing was that it was cordial. When Emeril Live was canceled in 2007, it marked the end of his TV career. Soon after, his other Food Network show, Essence of Emeril, was also canceled. When both of his shows ended, he fell from the public eye. According to Emeril, his first love had always been his restaurants, and television came second. So he decided to get back to his roots and focus on making his restaurants great again. When he's not on TV every day, it's kind of hard not to notice that he has disappeared from the public eye. Emeril opened Nola in 1992. It's one of the most famous restaurants he has. In July of 2017, he closed the restaurant for a complete overhaul, which has taken up a lot of his time. We might not see Emeril Lagasse every time we turn on our TVs nowadays, but that doesn't mean that he's out of the game. He still is very much in love with food and cooking, and he has just taken his passion in another direction, that's all. He calls his restaurants his babies, and he's been putting all of his time and energy into making them as great as they can be. He says maybe one day he'll end up back on television, but for now, his main focus is on feeding the public. And for somebody who decided to have a career as a professional chef, that's probably a good thing. Subscribe for more.